Now, you were hired by BBC's Top Gear.
Correct. So phone rings. One of my best buddies, Doug Smith, is working for Derek Bell's son, Justin, at Justin. Yeah, who's a great guy, and Mr. Bell is as well. And Doug and I are very close. I talked to him twice today. And he calls me and he says, "Call me back. You owe me." And so I call him back, and I'm thinking he's got a racing gig for me. This is ended like spring of 2006 or something like that. I don't remember exactly. And I call him back and I said, "Hey man, what's up?" And he says, "Are you busy on the so and so day?" And I said, "I mean, it's far enough out. I should be fine unless I got jury duty that I don't know about." I said, "What's going on?" He said, "I got a call from Moroso Motorsports Park. They gave my number to BBC because they're running running. They've Top Gear has rented the track to do an episode of the show there." And I was embarrassed to say I'd heard of the show, but I'd never watched it. Just having been immersed in the car business so much, I didn't read magazines, I didn't watch TV shows involving cars, I didn't do any of that. I just was involved in it so much.
No kidding, because wow, what a cult following. Yeah.
It was like it's like changing your oil on your car when you work on cars all day. You know, I work with technicians. Like, I don't even want to do that. I'm just gonna pay somebody to do it, and I'll be done with it anyway. So I said, "Okay." He goes, "I'll call this girl back and give her your number." I said, "Sure." So 5 minutes later, the phone rings, and it's one of the producers calling me from England. So I make an appointment to go up to Moroso, meet with these two fellows with BBC, and I have a Land Rover demo because I'm a service director at Land Rover Fort Lauderdale at the time. Drive them around the track a few times. We just got to get to know each other, and they said, "Well, we think you're a perfect fit. Sounds like been around this track a handful of times." And I had just let my FIA license elapse, and my understanding was is their plan was to put me in the driver's suit and have me drive some high performance American cars. You know, a Steeda Mustang, which is a local brand over here, Callaway Corvette, or Hennessy Viper or something. I don't know what the plans were, but because I didn't have my international license, they couldn't get insurance coverage. So they amended, pardon me, the plan, and went and bought $1,000 cars from a buy here, pay here, just outside of Miami Airport when they arrived. So each of the characters, the guys on the show, James and Jeremy and the hamster, I think they bought a Cadillac, a Dodge Ram pickup truck, and like a Z28. And so I show up the day of the filming, and I they're standing there, and they all show up, and this guy reaches in this box and pulls out this driver suit, this white driver suit that is right over there with my name on it. And I and I go, "Man, that thing looks big." I'm a big kid now. I'm in my 50s though, and this was 15 years ago. And I said, "Man, that thing looks really big." They said, "Put this on underneath it," and it was like a pregnancy suit, with like a big belly on it and boobs and the whole deal. And I looked at him. I said, "I'm not wearing that." They had measured me for a suit, but they added like 10 inches around the waist so that I would look more American. Well, even though I have a lot of English friends, very close English friends, they call that in England, they call that taking the piss, which means just busting balls. Like, just, "Hey, man, we're just, I'm going to be tomorrow. You're going to pick on me tomorrow. But right now we're picking on you, and you're a big kid and you're American." So they wanted somebody more American. So I said, "I'm not doing it. You can find somebody else." And the producer grabbed me by the shoulder and walked me to the side and said, "Hey, I don't know if you read that little short contract that you read or that you signed, but it says that if you're the reason that their production is delayed, you're in charge of all the charges and the track's not available for another 20 days. So you're either going to pay for all the plane flights and all the hotels and we can sue you for it." And I looked at him, I said, "Dude, man." So I was anonymous. So put the tubby suit on, put the Stig suit on, put on the helmet they gave me, and I drove 3 piece of shit cars around Moroso. Then it was PBR, now it's defunct. And it was fun. My buddy Doug was there. Another friend, Aaron Weiss, was there. That was me. It was hotter than blue blazes. It was like beginning of July in Palm Beach, and there was not a whisper of any sort of breeze, and I'm wearing a 3-layer race suit with with a pregnancy suit underneath it, which I don't need anymore, by the way. And so it was a
Now
neat
the suit
experience.
fits beautifully.
Yeah, I retired it. I got it dry cleaned and hung it up across my office. But it was a really neat experience. 2 of the guys were really, really kind, and there was one that was not kind. And I'll leave it at that. And I might get in trouble for this interview, but I don't care. They can come get me for everything I'm worth, including the suit.
This has been Jeff Stearns, Connected Through Cars.